Hello there, good morning. Hello, welcome to High Ticket Offers Live, episode number 3. Today we're talking about perfectionism fueled by imposter syndrome, which it often is the killer of high ticket offers, high ticket cash flow, high ticket income, you name it, it's the killer. And today we're going to talk about why that even occurs, what you can do to overcome it, and how you can move forward from there, because it's such a big killer. The thing is, in everybody that I've coached, that imposter syndrome always comes up. If it comes up for you, know that you're not alone. You're not the only person facing it. Every single person I know faces imposter syndrome at some point, and it kills their progress because they often turn to want to be perfect, or they focus on the wrong things, and it kills their progress. And perfectionism really does kill progress. Look, I'm sure you've heard that before. But I want to delve into in specifically how that plays out in terms of high ticket, right? Because if you want to sell high ticket programs, increase your income, less clients, make more cash flow, not have to sell loads and loads of stuff to make just make ends meet, then you've got to change to high ticket. But how does that play out? And imposter syndrome can massively play out in this area, and perfectionism can massively play out in this area. And so it's critical that you overcome it. And by the way, if you're on here live, let me know. Say hello in the comments below. And if you're on the replay, give me a hashtag replay below so I know that you're here on the replay. Now, before I go into this, something really cool that I've got that I want to tell you about. But I don't want to tell you about it yet because I want to go into the content. So I want you to stay right to the end. It's not going to be a long live. I don't like doing super long lives. But it's going to be valuable, the content you're about to hear, and what I'm about to tell you right at the end is going to be super valuable to you, and it's an opportunity. So I'm going to keep that right till the end. Stay to the end, or if you're watching the replay and just want to see the opportunity, fast forward to the end. If you're live, stay to the end. But it'll be valuable for every single one of you to watch the live. Okay, let's go right into it. You see, the thing is, so why does it kill your progress? Because here's the problem, right? Here's the problem, is our brains are wired in a way to think in a certain way, right? Like, let's say you're in a job. You're in a job. What does the person employing you want to do? They want you to cross the T's, dot the I's, make sure everything's in place, make sure it's tidy, neat, organized. That's the kind of person that they want, somebody who's on top of everything. That's what all business owners want in their team. And the reason business owners want that in their team is because successful people, successful business owners, high ticket, people who sell high ticket, know that their most valuable thing to do is go sell their product or service. Which leaves all this other stuff over here, all this administrative stuff, all this perfectionism stuff that they won't. If you're really going out there and selling, you won't spend loads of time making sure every single T is crossed and I is dotted. And so, but if we come from a place of having a job, you are used to trying to make that as perfect as possible. And it's natural as well, right? It's natural to finish things off, to complete things, to try and get them as good as they can possibly be. And it's a good thing to push yourself to try and be the best that you can be. But here's the thing, is often perfectionism is fueled by imposter syndrome. This is how this plays out, right? And if you've had this before, know that you are not alone. You're not the only person who's had this. This happens time and time again. You see, perfectionism fueled by imposter syndrome looks like this. Is you kind of start selling high ticket and you go, ooh, is that the right price? Am I worthy of this? Does this reflect on me? Am I adding enough value? Blah, 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 blah. Yeah, I shouldn't be doing this. I'm not good enough compared to all these other people doing it. And by the way, I want to tell you something really clearly, right? I have worked behind the scenes in 7-figure plus businesses. And I can tell you every single person, doesn't matter how big their business is, always faces imposter syndrome. Always. I don't care how big you are, you face it. I bet you, if you spoke to Tony Robbins or someone even bigger than him, you will find that they face imposter syndrome from time to time. But what they don't do is allow that to stop them. Now, here's the thing: as an entrepreneur, as somebody who, as a solopreneur, somebody who maybe you've got a small team, maybe you don't have a team, maybe it's just you, right? Here's what happens: is we default to what we think is valuable, what we think is useful, what we think is going to move our business forward based on our past. And our past often tells us we've got to make sure everything's in order. We've got to put everything in order. And the thing is, our brain defaults to what's easiest, not what is best for us. Okay. And when we've got this imposter syndrome, it's very easy to then default to what's easiest, right? What's easier? Going through emails and tidying it up, or going, I need to go and sell some more high ticket offers, when you've not done it that often before, or you feel scared doing it, or you're not really sure the right strategy, or you're not really getting engagement or results and no one's really contacting you. What's easier? Obviously, see, it's easier just to go and deal with your emails, right? I've done it in the past, right? Sometimes I still do it. I'm not perfect. And there's every single person on this planet does it, right? But here's the thing, it stops your progress. You don't need to have everything perfect to start selling now. I had this discussion in a mastermind group I'm part of, and in this group we were discussing this. Somebody brought it up and they said, but my website's not perfect and this, and I'm teaching people how to do that and stuff. And here's the thing, this is why it really comes up. If you're teaching somebody something and you feel like you're not doing it yourself, am I really worthy of teaching this stuff? You only need to be 1 or 2 steps, 1, 2, 3 steps ahead of the people that you are teaching to teach them that stuff, right? That's the thing, you need to be a couple of steps ahead. It doesn't mean you have mastered it and you never ever make any mistakes ever in the whole wide world. Of course not. You just need to be a few steps ahead, continually learning, continually growing, and you can add value to them. So that's the problem, right? So here, let's go into what actually is the solution. Well, here's the solution. Most people go, I've got to have more willpower. I've got to get away from this thing. And your mind focuses on the thing because you're going, I've got to get away from it. And reality is, when you think about getting away from something, you're focusing on the thing, right? You're focusing on the problem. You're not focusing on the solution over here. This is usually where it comes up. You have the wrong goal, right? You have the wrong goal. So we need to change your goal. We need to change what you're focusing on, change what you are wanting to achieve. So here's the thing. If you are focused on, I need to master this to teach it, then you are always going to be trying to be perfect, and you are not going to make sales, right? Because sales don't come from being perfect. I know out there, and I coach some of the best people, I love the people that I coach, because they are so good at what they do, but they don't realize it. They're the underdogs. They're the people who think, I've got to be better at what I do before I can charge more. And maybe that's you. And here's the thing, the best possible people who are amazing at what they do are usually ones who don't sell a lot, because they focus on they've got to be better before they start to sell. You don't have to be better to start to sell. You need to change your goal. So if your goal is to be the best at what you do, let's look at this a different way. What if your goal was to sell more so you had more impact from what you do? What if your goal was to share with more people? Well, now let's look at this. If you don't have income coming in, how are you going to continue to share? You can't, because you're worried about your income. You can't perform at your best if you're like, where's my next paycheck coming from? Not going to happen, right? But if you've got money coming in, now you can go, well, I'm happy to give more of my time. I can share more. I can do more. I can be more. I can achieve more. I don't have to worry about the next paycheck. And that is the difference, is if you focus on the right goal. So what is your goal? If your goal is impact, and that's not about, that doesn't mean you don't go deeper and learn more. Of course, go deeper and learn more. But don't do it at the expense of not growing your business. Go and focus on growing your business, and then you can take that income and go, well, now I can afford to pay people to teach me more. Now I can afford a team to look after the details. Now I can afford more time to be able to learn them things. Unless, of course, your goal is literally just to become the best at the thing that you do, and you're not running a business and you're not worried about sharing that with more and more people. That's cool. There's nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong with either choice. It's just one choice or another. But you need to change your focus. So here's how you do it, right? Maybe your focus is income. Maybe your focus is talking to a certain number of prospective clients. Let's be really clear, just talking to people isn't going to make you income. Let's say you teach people how to communicate better. Well, you can teach anybody that, absolutely anybody. But if you only focus on just talking to anybody, then chances are your number of leads for your ideal client isn't going to be there. Let's say your ideal client is a CEO of a Fortune 500 company, right? Well, if you just talk to anybody, eventually, if you have literally enough conversations, you may get in contact with that CEO, possibly. I don't know if you'd have enough time in your lifetime to do that. It's not the savvy way of doing it. You want to be like, what's my goal? My goal is to talk to 5 Fortune 500 CEOs every single week, or whatever your goal is. Now, the goal shifts, right, from just, I want to be the best at what I do, to I want to have impact. The way you have impact is talk to the right people to be able to have that impact. Maybe you're motivated by money. If you are, then your goal is income, right? It's a certain amount of income, or how many high ticket offers do I need to sell to reach that income? And you break that down. You go, I want to make 10 grand this month. Okay, my offer is 2.5 grand. I need to sell 4 of them. Therefore, it's 1 per week. How many people do I need to speak to sell 1 per week? Maybe you close 1 in 5 people, so you need to speak to 5 qualified leads. So what are the actions you need to take to speak to them 5 qualified leads? Now, when you change this goal to the right goal that works for you, what happens is now it's not about you being perfect and this imposter syndrome. It's about having conversations, right? Do you see that? If it's about having conversations, now the goal is not about being the best you can be. It's about literally having conversations. So you break it down to that lowest common denominator of action, of how many conversations do I need to have, whether it's on Facebook, LinkedIn, wherever it is, Zoom, whatever it is, right? Break that down. This is one of the first things I do with clients, right? To figure out where they need to be and how many conversations they need to have to make that happen. Break that down. And then your goal is, let's go out and have these conversations. And it takes you away from the imposter syndrome because you're having the conversations instead, and you're feeling like, hang on a minute, I'm making a difference now. Even if people don't buy. Now, of course, you want people to buy. But you don't want it, you're not desperate about it. You're sharing your value and your knowledge. You're not worrying about where's the next sale coming from because you're having these conversations. You have people in your pipeline that you can potentially sell to now or in the future. Remember, not all leads are made the same. And even if they don't buy now, doesn't mean in 6, 12 months, 2 years' time, they're not going to buy and be your best customer ever. So you've got to have them conversations. So how do you really shift that, right? Because you go, well, yeah, it sounds really easy, Divyan, but it's hard, and it is hard. Because when you habitually do something, it's hard to then change that to do something different. You've got to have diligence. You've got to have diligence to stick to the hard things. Make it the first thing you do in the day. Make it a priority. Make it important, so important that you cannot not do this thing. If you find that hard, then go back a step and go, okay, what's one thing that I can do diligently every single day that is a step before doing this that can become a habit to me? Because here's the thing, when you start doing some things in your life diligently, everything starts to become more diligent. And therefore, over time, once you do that and it becomes a habit, everything becomes easier because you're diligently doing everything. So start with being diligent with one thing. Maybe it's making contacts on Facebook or LinkedIn or whatever platform you're on, making them conversations, whatever it is. You pick what that common denominator is and how many you're going to do a day and commit to it. Make it the first thing that you do every single day. Wake up earlier and make sure you get it done before you start anything in your day. Because once you start your day, everything goes blah, 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 right? And then you don't get that flow anymore, right? You start with that hard thing, then everything goes right. Okay, well, the hard thing's done, and also everything else in your day will become easier. But if you want to sell high ticket and overcome that imposter syndrome, then these are the steps you can take. And I'm just going to overview them. Number 1, perfection is not the goal, right? Being the best at what you do can be a goal, but it's not the goal to grow your business. Number 2, the goal to grow your business is the lowest common denominator. Now, if money motivates you, you could have a monetary goal. If it doesn't motivate you, which it doesn't for some, then it's fine. Then break that down into lower common denominator. How many phone calls do you need to make? How many people do you need to connect with? Break it down to a number that is measurable for you every single day. Maybe it's 20 connections on LinkedIn a day. Maybe it's 5 phone calls a week, whatever it is for you, to reach that income goal that you want. How many conversations do I need to have to close the number of people to reach that income goal? And make that lowest common denominator the goal. The goal is to have them conversations, because every conversation you have has impact. And that's what you're here to do, is have impact in the world, to spread the goodness of whatever it is that you have to offer in the world. And then be diligent to do that every single day. Make sure it's the first thing you do if you find it hard. Just be like, every day, it's the first thing I'm going to do. Every day when I start my work day, before I do anything else, it's the first thing I'm going to do, because everything else becomes easier after that. This is how you overcome the perfectionism. 3 real simple steps. Identify the fact that perfect is not the goal. Set the actual goal, and then be diligent in making sure that's the first thing you do every single day. And I tell you, if you do this, even for 30 days, you'll see results. You'll probably see it in less than 30 days. You just need to start moving forward and doing them 3 things. Look, thank you so much for joining me. I said right at the start that I have something I want to share with you in this call. And it's something I've been working on behind the scenes. It's something that I haven't yet released. It's the first time I'm releasing it. I'm really excited, actually, because it's something that's going to have a deep, meaningful impact to so many people. Something I've come to realize that I am really called to help lift those who lift other people. So if you're somebody who's a course creator, a coach, and you want to start selling high ticket, I've realized that I'm somebody who's here to help lift you, to help you to grow in your marketing, not just lift you, but you to do better marketing, to grow your business, to make more sales, to have a bigger impact in the world. Now, if that's you, if you want to have a bigger impact in the world, you want to make more sales, you want to sell high ticket if you're not already doing it, or maybe you've tried it, but it hasn't quite worked out, and you're like, I don't know why it's not working out. And this is probably for you. Here's what I've got, and it's going to be amazing for you. Okay, so I put together a program called the High Ticket Accelerator. Now, something that I really pondered about and something that I really thought through is, how does this work? How does this need to work to have the biggest impact? And for me, it's all about being one-to-one with my clients. I don't want you to be in a mastermind group with 50 other people. I don't want to, just have online courses. I will create some, and that'll be great. But I want to be impactful to you. And the best way I know how to do that is to be one-on-one with you intensively, so we can work on the things that are holding you back and work on getting you selling high ticket. And so this program, the High Ticket Accelerator, is for you if you're somebody who's a course creator, somebody who's a coach, somebody who's kind of tried to get into high ticket, but it hasn't quite worked. You've probably got 1 of 3 problems. The first problem you might have is that you put loads of stuff out there and you've got 0 engagement, right? Nobody's bitten at all. Nobody's inquired. There's nothing there. The second problem you might have is you've had engagement but no sales. And that's quite a common thing, right? Engagement but no sales. And the third problem that you might have is that you've had sales, but now you're like, what? I can't handle this. There's just too many. I'm burning out. I'm burning out trying to sell it, and now I'm burning out trying to deliver it. How does this work? I can't grow my business anymore because, I'm earning enough to live on or just over, and now it's like there's too many things to do, right? There's too many things to do. If you're in one of them 3 categories and you want to sell high ticket, or you have tried to sell it, but it's not really worked, and you've got an audience, then this is specifically for you. This is for you to make that leap, go to that place of selling high ticket, and make a big difference in your life. Now, I just want to give you a quick example of the difference this can make. One of my clients, Jen, she had been running a business for about a year and a half, and she was great. She was getting clients on board, she was growing her audience, she was growing her email list, and she was getting sales coming in. She had a number of different online programs, and here's the thing though, is every single month she had to work. She had to work to get the sales coming in. She tried high ticket, maybe made a sale or here or there, but then it kind of dropped. And she didn't really know what she needed to do differently. Here's the thing, right, is we had one conversation. Now, I am not telling you that me and you are going to have one conversation and then you're going to get exactly the same results. I hope you do. I really hope you do. But this program is designed to get you results by before the end of the program, way before the end of the program. She happened to get results in one phone call. We had this one phone call. Imagine this, you have this one phone call with a client. Then 3 weeks later, you're in the airport in Mexico, ready to come back to the UK, and they message you saying, hey, are you back in the UK? I was like, not yet. She goes, good news. I filled up my program. And that was amazing. I was so happy for her because here's the thing, right? Before, she had to sell every single month in, month out, just to make enough money to live on. In that 3 week period after our call, she sold enough programs to get 6 months worth of income in 3 weeks, with around somewhere between 3 and 4 times less clients, right? And in a way that she absolutely loved. Here's one of the problems before is she was selling high ticket. So she was selling online courses, but there was no connection. She loves connecting with people. Then she was selling one-on-one coaching, and it wasn't making her enough money. She loved the connection, but it was over exerting her, but she wasn't making enough money as well, right? So what we did is first thing that we did is we put together a program that just worked for her. She's still running that program and she's growing it, and the price has gone up and there's more people coming in. It's amazing, right? I got told the other day that she, for the first time, or maybe not the first time, but she potentially got a client who's going to pay all up front. It's amazing, right? So here's the thing, is it doesn't, if you're in that place where you're selling online courses, you want to switch to high ticket, and you want to start bringing the money in, because let's look at all the biggest names out there. They bring in money from selling high ticket. That's how you grow your business. If you're in that place, a similar place, and you want to switch to selling high ticket so you can actually bring money in to really grow your business, to really grow your income, to make a difference in your life and the lives of those around you, your family, your friends, the people you are coaching, because the more available you are, the more money you make, the less fear that you have, and the more you can serve, and the more you enjoy serving. If you're one of them people, then this will be for you. Well, I'm only taking on 2 people in this program, and here's why. Because, number one, it takes a lot. I want you to get results. Period. Like, that's the number one thing, is I want you to get results. You may need to work through some of your baggage. You may need to work through some things that are holding you back. That's why I want to work with you intensively, is to make sure we shift that, as well as create the program, as well as sell the program. The other reason I'm going to take on 2 people is because I am genuinely busy. I run 2 businesses, and there's a lot going on. And I don't want to take on, 20 clients. I want to make sure that I help the clients in front of me get results. It's really important to me to go deep with everybody I work with, to make sure they get results, not just now, but something they can take forward and actually make a difference in their lives with, profoundly, deeply, and just make a real difference in their lives. That's why I'm only taking on 2 people in September. I'm going to cap this. I'm only going to have a small number of clients overall. In September, there will be 2 clients that I take on. If you want that to be you, and by the way, let me just put this into context. The price, right, here's the thing. You will be able to recoup the cost of this in one sale. This is why it's ridiculous value, because you'll be able to recoup this in one single sale. You sell one of your high ticket offers. If you've already got an audience of people who've bought your online programs, then I'd love to work with you, because we just need to sell one of your packages. And by selling one, you recoup the cost of the investment. That's why I'm so excited about it, because you're going to get me for 3 months. It's a 3-month program, 12 weeks. We'll go through different aspects of high ticket, the different things that you need to do. You need to niche down, make sure your niche is right. Then you need to make sure you nailed your message and your packaging of your product. You need to make sure you have the right marketing and sales message. And we're going to cover all these things and more, by the way, and more than that in these 3 months. So you'll get me every other week on a call, one-on-one, just you and me, and then you'll get support from me in between, unlimited, right? You're just going to get me whenever you need me on a little app called Vox. It's like a walkie-talkie, right? It's like having a walkie-talkie communicating with me, like, shh, Divian, over, I need help with this. You could do that if you want. So it's really cool because it's live and I can hear you talking live and I can respond live and you can hear me talking and we can work through things where you need to, because I want you to be successful. And just selling one of these is going to make your investment back. Did I say that? I did say that. If you're like, you know what, I'm done with just making enough money to live on. I really want to leverage up my income. I want to get to that high ticket. I've wanted to do this for a while and I'm ready to do it now. And I'm ready to do it with you, Divian. And I want to really make a difference to my life. Finally, right? I get it. The world's in this crazy place, but you can still, there's people who want to buy your product. I can tell you that online, because the whole world is your marketplace online. There are people ready and able and willing to buy your product. And I'm really excited to work with you if you're ready to go. Now, there is a level of criteria as to who I will and won't work with, and here's why. Because I want to make sure that you are successful. If I don't think you're going to be successful, then I want to make sure that if I think that you're not quite ready, oh, it's gone really dark now. If I think you're not quite ready, then that's okay, I'll tell you, and we can work together at another point in time. But if you think you're ready, then send me a PM, send me a private message, and we'll just jump on a call and have a conversation about it. There's no high pressure sales. I'm not going to start using high pressure sales tactics. I don't do that. And that's the other big benefit is what I teach you, what we work together on is not this high pressure sales tactics arena type thing, right? I'm not into that. I'll teach you a way to go forward and help your clients and sell high ticket without being these like a sleazy tactical salesman, because nobody wants that. I don't know. My ideal clients don't want that. Your ideal clients probably don't want that. There are some people in the world who do want that, but that's not the way I roll, and that's not the way I like to do things. And so that's not the way we're going to do things. We're going to work in a way that works for you and works for your ideal clients and brings forward the sales in a way that just feels good and enables you to build a long-term pipeline as well. Because look, if you annoy people now, they ain't going to buy from you ever. But if you set it up in the right way, even if they don't buy now, and obviously the objective is to get them to buy now, but if they don't, they will buy from you in the future if you set it up in the right way and you have even more long-term success. Cool, so I've only got 2 places on this available. If you want to have a conversation about it, then private message me right now. Don't wait, private message me, because I don't want to work with loads of people. I want to work with a handful of people, and if that's you, great, let's get going. Let's have the conversation. Let's see if it's right for you, and if it is, perfect. I can't wait to work with you. And yeah, so send me that message right now, and then I'll send you more details about it. We'll have a conversation about it, and we'll get you going right away. Snap up one of these places, because they're going to be gone, and when they're gone, you know, the reality is you'll know if this is right for you. You'll know. You just have a gut feeling. You'll be like, yep, this is right for me working with Divian. And we go so much more, I do so much more with you than literally just talking about business, right? Here's the thing. We know that in business, it's not just the strategies that are going to help you, the business strategies. I can tell you exactly how to do this. I'm sure you've learned before exactly how to do something, but the fear, the things that hold you back, the baggage, all them things will also work on them. Now, don't get me wrong, we are going to focus on getting you sales, but we're also going to be there available to you. And so the added benefit of working with me is I'm not just a business coach. I'm not just a high ticket offer coach. I'm somebody who can hold an emotional space if you need to work through something. I'm not going to sit there and do it every single week. But if you do need to work through something, if you're like, oh, Divin, I feel rubbish about this, what am I supposed to do? We'll work through it, because that's important, you getting sales. You won't get sales unless you feel aligned to get sales. So look, there's only two places. So send me a private message if you're like, you know what, I want to have a conversation with you, Divin. Let's do it. Let's have a conversation. And like I said, you'll make your investment back in one sale. Easily make it back in one sale. So I really look forward to speaking to you. Send me a message now. If you know anybody you're like, this will be perfect for them, let them know. I'm here to serve. I'm here to help you grow your business. And I'm here to, this program is here to really make a shift in your income. Go from selling courses every single month to making 6 months of income in 3 weeks and completely changing the way that he thinks. I can tell you right now, the way she thinks now, I've been working with her for a year now. She's grown her business quite a bit. And the way she thinks now is completely different to a year ago. And just in that 3 weeks, she made a massive shift to a place that she hadn't been before, with breathing room, with the ability to sell better, to sell more, and shape her business in a way that really works for her. We're not going to be faffing around with, making pretty pages and all that kind of stuff. If you want to make it pretty, we can make it pretty. Logos and stuff. We're going to go deep into what actually sells, right? Just making sure we connect with the right people and make sales. So look, if that's you, send me a private message now, and I really look forward to speaking to you, because I think this is going to be amazing for you. It's going to grow your business very quickly, and there's only a couple of spots available. I'm not taking on loads of clients. There's going to be a couple of clients, and my maximum is 5. I've already got some of them spaces filled. Right now we're looking for 2 more, after which I possibly might not take anybody on. So if it's you, let's have a conversation. No obligation. Let's have a conversation. But I'm really excited to work with you. So look, this is Divya Mystery signing off. If it's right for you, hit me up on private message. I really look forward to working with you. I will see you on the very next episode of High Ticket Offers Live. Send me a message if you want to be one of the people considered for the High Ticket Accelerator program.